The future? We built it just for you. Because together, we'll discover what's possible, challenge expectations, redefine what we thought we knew. We're creating what you need before you need it, seeing what you see, and bringing it into focus, hearing what you hear, and making it resonate, helping you connect to the vast world out there. We're here evolving, adapting, growing. Since day one, Snapdragon has been shaping the future with you in mind, making devices smarter, turning what if into what's next, powering the way you work, connect, play, and live, bringing your universe into sync, so you can build the road ahead just like we are. Let's do this. Welcome to Snapdragon Summit 2025.
Please welcome to the stage President and CEO of Qualcomm, Cristiano Amon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the welcome. I really appreciate it. I'm super happy to be here. Welcome to Snapdragon Summit. We're going to make the Snapdragon Summit feel very special. Very special. Not only because of the incredible things we're going to announce, and you're going to have to be patient. We have 3 days of announcement, but we're going to give you a little bit of a glimpse of the future. Something that we've been talking about it, we've been preparing for it, and it's going to come very soon. So before I start, I want to say big thank you to all of you that came here with us. There's no meaning of having the Snapdragon Summit without you. We're also doing this simultaneous with another event in Beijing. This actually Keynote's been streaming live, and that's how we're going to start it over there. Hello to our audience in China and everyone that is following us online. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. Besides 3 days of exciting product announcements across smartphones and PC and new chips, and likely the best chips you have seen in a while. We're also going to hear from amazing guests and continue to talk about the power and impact of Snapdragon as we focus as a company to create the incredible technology for all of you. But this year is a very special Snapdragon Summit. Very, very special. This is our 10th anniversary. This is Snapdragon Summit number 10. For those that remember, the first Snapdragon Summit, we actually announced the Snapdragon 835. That was in New York City, and I cannot believe 10 years went by with incredible amount of technology innovation. We have a very hard job at Qualcomm, very hard job at Qualcomm. Every year, we have to reinvent ourselves and do something incredible. Doing a great chip one year means nothing until we can do it again the next year, and I think that's the job of every single Snapdragon Summit, and hopefully we can do that at this Snapdragon Summit with some of the chips that we're going to announce tomorrow. At the Summit, we do our best to introduce you to some of the world's best mobile technology and unveil breakthroughs that have made the mobile experience better. Now, I said that this Snapdragon Summit is special, and actually I'm going to take a moment to review a little bit of our history. How did the Snapdragon came to life? Because I think this is a very important milestone because we're going to start a new phase of Snapdragon, and there's going to be a lot of changes. And my job today is, in this presentation, to give you a view of how the future of mobile is going to be. I think we get this question a lot. What's going to be the future of the mobile industry? And hopefully we're going to get this right for you today. But before I start, I want to go a little bit to history of Snapdragon. When we started the mobile revolution, and we built one of the largest technology for one of the largest technology platforms of mankind, and we started by engineering a phone to do more, bringing the phone to the digital age. Then we got into integrate every single technology from consumer electronics into the phone and bring the internet and computer in your pocket. And I think that's where we are right now, bringing Snapdragon to life. I think I can see Won Jun here in the audience from Samsung. That's an incredible device, that Won Jun. So thank you so much for the partnership and what we can do today. So besides enabling one of the most powerful phones and how that Snapdragon came to life, we realized that the mobile technology had the potential to basically transform every other devices. And we've been on this journey now to bring Snapdragon technology everywhere. And And when you look at what we're doing in the company, Snapdragon Everywhere means how we can use Snapdragon technology to transform all the devices that you wear and extend the functionality of your phone today, how you think about the convergence of mobile and PC, and how you actually get a personal computer for the mobile generation, and then how you even go into your car and you see Snapdragon technology, because the car is now a computing surface. And we work from the car, we get entertained from the car, and we do a lot of other things besides going from A to B. And I think that journey that we have been on the past few years to bring Snapdragon everywhere, we are going to start a brand new one. And now is the time for Snapdragon to change the world again. And it's going to change the world with this vision that we're going to bring AI everywhere, leading the next wave of innovation, bringing AI everywhere. Look, there are many companies, they have different missions. But if you look at the mission of the company like Qualcomm, which has been the company that since the beginning been thinking how to empower technology, get all of us connected, get all of us with a computer in our hands, and enable everything that happens outside the data center, I think that's our mission. We're the company that are exactly going to bring AI everywhere, working with our many partners. And what's exciting to see is everything we've been talking about it is starting to realize, it's starting to happen. And this dream of what's going to happen with AI, I think we're getting to this point where we can clearly see how it's going to get to scale. In a short period of time, we see a lot of development of AI. And improving devices, enabling us to do more. But we kind of been on this journey predicting how it will transform a lot of the devices that we have so that we can actually bring AI everywhere. So I am going to take you a little bit on this journey that we have been with you. And it's interesting to now go back in time. You know, I like this. Like, we have to think about it several years in advance, how this is going to play out. And we started to build the building blocks. And now it's good to see it today. So I'm going to take you to this story. 2021. It feels like a long time ago. 2021. We came here at Snapdragon Summit, and we said, Edge is going to be essential for the future of AI. We had clarity how that's going to happen, and we start preparing for it. 2022, we show you for the first time real-time experiences. We have something called semantic segmentation, and our sensing camera started to understand AI taking different inputs. 2023, we came here and said, AI is the new UI. We should have trademarked it. We said it before it was popular. And then at the same year, in 2023, you show stable diffusion, generating images running on the phone in less than a second. But all of those things was a crescendo preparing the technology to this moment we are right now. 2024, last year, we show multimodal assistance, and we actually demoed the very first large multimodal language model on Android, showing that experience across video and audio and text. What are we doing this year? This year, we're now developing this technology to get ready for scale and actually get ready for AI to be deployed everywhere in the way we envision. We're now doing many, many things. I'm going to tell you a few examples. We're doing domain specialization on large models on the devices. We're doing in-context learning. You're going to hear a lot about context. We're doing personalized reg data on first-party application data. And of course, we're increasing token rate. We're increasing TOPS. You're going to hear a lot about TOPS. And when we tell you that we thought that the way AI should be, now it's very easy to see. So I'm going to show you this picture because it's very important actually to understand, and there's a couple messages I want to deliver to you. There was a lot of debate about cloud and edge. Is this in the cloud? Is this in the edge? Now it's easy to see with clarity. AI, we envision to be both cloud and edge. On the cloud, that's where AI is going to be created. That's where it's developed, it's trained, it's very powerful. The cloud will handle a lot of complex, resource-intensive tasks. But the edge complements the cloud. It's immediate, it's personal, it has context, And there's one important thing about the edge. That's where the data originates. And then with AI become yours. And this is actually no different than it works in the phone. Like we had conviction that this is going to play out. And I'll show you in the second part of this story how this is going to be very, very clear. But we knew this is going to play out this way because that's the way it works in the phone. I'm going to give you an example. Think about your phone today. It's the most cloud-connected device in the world. We have incredible amount of processing power, but it's the most cloud-connected device in the world. You put it on airplane mode, you don't want to use it. By the way, same thing when you think about how the cloud works. When you have, I'm sure if you have an Office 365, you have a client that runs in a device. That's how we work with apps. But this is going to be different. AI is going to follow the same step, leveraging all the computing that exists everywhere. Our job is to make sure that computing is ready, but then it's going to work how it was envisioned so we actually have AI everywhere. And that's when I'll walk you now to why do we have conviction in all of those things that we're telling you and we prepare for it. So there's 6 very important trends that drive the future of AI. And my job today is to walk you to each one of those trends. Here's the interesting part. The 6 of those trends, they work very well together. But you don't have to believe it in all of them. If you're just believing one of them, you're going to get to the same conclusion that how AI is going to evolve to the edge. But I'm going to hopefully show you how all of this works together. And there's going to be some interesting things how you'll think about the devices and device in the future. So I'll start talking about what we said. AI is the new UI. And that's very important. We spend the past several decades in the history of personal computing, starting with the PC and then everything done on the phone, we learn how to use a computer. We don't have to do that anymore. The computer now learn how to interact with us. As the AI can understand what we say, what we see, understand the context where we are, understand what we write. When we write, everything is a prompt to a model. That becomes the new user interface of computer and devices. And this is a profound shift in computing. The UI is now human-centric, it adapts to you, and it gets processed where you are. So the interesting thing is the edge now is not just important for you to run certain things that you run on a device, on your phone and your PC. It's now a requirement because the UI is located where the humans are. The UI is located where you are. And that's how we think about the future of Snapdragon in the age of AI. Snapdragon is always where you are, and that's why the UI is going to fundamentally change. As the UI changes, there are other things that starts to change. And that leads me to this, which is, I think, it's a very important point. We are moving from a smartphone-centric environment. When you look about our phones today, and we have been on this journey with you to the many years, a lot of the devices we wear, they are extending functionality of the phone. So a smartwatch like this one will get you notifications, you get sensor data from you back into your phone. An earbud will allow you to take a call, listen to music. But now that's changing. As the UI of your computing device is AI, the AI understands human intentions. So what used to be, the phone and the repository of all the apps, now the center of the whole experience is the AI agent. And that changes how we think about all the devices that we have. Those devices, whether it's a smartwatch, an earbud, a glass, they are no longer just doing the job at extending the functionality of the phone, but they're actually now engaging directly with the agent. And that changes. So I'm going to make a couple very important points. One point is a lot of people ask, what is the next mobile device? Like, what is going to replace the smartphone? What is the next form factor? Look, all of you will agree with me. The phone's a pretty good device. I think it's our inseparable device. The phone's not going anywhere. We'll continue to wear the phones. In the same way that when the phone appears, the laptop didn't go anywhere. Use case changes. We used to do a lot of e-commerce on the laptop. Now we do commerce on the phone. Humans already decided what they're going to wear. They want to wear glasses, they want to wear earbuds, they're going to wear rings, they want jewelry, they're going to wear watches. That's what humans are going to wear. However, those devices are transforming. Those devices are going to be part of how we redefine the mobile experience with the agent at the center. That's a very profound change, and that's how we start to build this technology for the age of AI with the whole different experiences. And I'm going to leave you here before I move to the next point with a couple comments. One comment is this is going to create what we call an ecosystem of you. Because we're going to make, with those agents, this technology, which is already very personal, the most personal technology ever. And as those devices kind of work together. The second thing that is very interesting, and we're going to have a great conversation with some of our partners here. This is actually where horizontal platforms are better than vertical platforms. This is my provocative statement, because you're going to choose what glasses you want, what jewelry you want, what watch do you want. Those are things that have already been decided a long time ago. So this is exciting time for technology, but this is the profound shift I wanted to tell you. AI is in the UI. The second one is agent-centric from the phone. And even the phone has a role to play. The phone will continue to do the incredible things that it does, but it also enables the agent, does processing for the agent, does connectivity for the agent. As this changes, the applications are changing. And the applications become agentic apps. And I want to explain what that is. The UI now understands your intention. And you're going to have options. Technology transitions are always like that. You're going to have options. You're going to continue using the apps that you want to use, but the apps are going to evolve. They will anticipate your needs. They will be able to do things for you. And that's what an agentic experience is going to be. And the whole experience has to be seamless. It's not like I'm going to stop and do something. It's going to come so natural to you. And this is how this is going to be developed. So, for example, simple applications like your calendar, your contacts, right? Your banking, your bills. You'll be able to do everything you do. You go in, you met somebody, you get the card, you scan the card, you add to the contacts, or you go to your calendar, you kind of try to understand what are the things you can do, or your availability, move in your calendar. You get a bill, you get the information from the bill, go to the banking app, but you can simply say, I just got this card. The AI see what you see, said, add to my contacts. Or the AI is going to say, you have a conflict in your calendar. Can I work at that with you? Or even, just pay this bill for me. Those are going to be whole new experience, and hopefully you understand how those things work together. The new UI, the agent at the center, and the start to change applications. And if everything is changing, computing is also changing. So we have a whole different structure for computing to enable this. Because things like OSs and software and silicon, they need to be completely redesigned to support those new experiences. This is the structure, how we're thinking about this. It's very different than the traditional processor OS and application. As you're going to have agents have a lot of context, has the memory of you, understand your screen, understand what you see, and then you have a processor that can deal with this. And as we think about this, then we have clarity what our job is. And that's how we're thinking about the technology we develop in Snapdragon. So when we think about chips and the processors we're going to enable all those experiences, we know what we have to do. First, modems. And believe me, Qualcomm, we know how to do modems. So we have to create agentic modems, because voice is going to be very important. Whether you're running on the device or running the cloud, like I said, it no longer matters. It's cloud and device and edge working together. We have to have a whole new memory architecture. When you think about AI, you often hear about sometimes you're memory bound, sometimes you're compute bound, but it's a problem we have to solve. You have to be able to do all the AI that you need. So we have to have a completely new architecture for memory. We have to have very low power, high performance processor for AI, especially if AI is pervasive and is running all the time. Try to understand what you want. Develop on the cloud, simply run on the edge, and you have to have context. And this is our job, and that's where Snapdragon shines. This is how the next phase of Snapdragon starts and how we're going to see technology enabling this vision of AI in the way it was supposed to be when we think about the devices at the edge and our job of bringing AI everywhere. And I'm just going to, before I go to the next 3 topics of the list of 6 I gave it to you, here's a comment. It's obvious. We've seen this changing. Think about the cloud today. The cloud fundamentally changed because of AI. It's a whole different architecture when you think about the cloud. And that's now going to happen on the devices at the edge because it's now clear that AI is going to be running in all those devices. So I mentioned UI, agent at the center, new applications, new architecture, new silicon. I have a couple more things to tell you. The models are evolving to hybrid. It's interesting. We talked about this also before it was popular. But it's very interesting to see as you think about the evolution of AI technology itself. When you look at mix of experts, when you think about techniques like distillation, reasoning, chain of thought, which create a hierarchical structure, techniques like compression, quantization, that changes the model architecture. And now you have a collection of models that work as one system. And the steering of models, many of those models, they run at the edge. So now it's no longer talking about a different use case for cloud and edge, but the main models for the leading companies in the world, their model is already designed to be in the cloud and the edge, as you would expect. And then you can allocate tasks very efficient. The architecture can scale. And now every new model is designed for the edge. So the cloud has a massive role and will continue to grow because it ingests all the data, trains the model, fine-tune the model. But the edge will do the data capture, will do immediate action, quick thinking, fine-tuning in the models, and actually leverage all of this computing that we have. And as you think about this picture, the cloud and edge, I want to add a new element to it, which is how the two things in this hybrid world work together. The edge data is incredibly relevant. And I want to pause and make an interesting point. When you look how models are trained today, you have this vast amount of information that is on the internet that you actually train the models. But tomorrow, as the models are now capable, because of the new devices at the edge, to understand everything we say, to understand everything we write, to understand the context, understand what we see, the amount of data is going to dwarf the existing amount of data used to train the models. So the importance of the edge data is massive. That is, in the world of AI, this is the best kept secret. Because it will continue to refine the models, so will get upgraded with edge training data and become smarter and become more powerful. And you should be thinking about how AI is going to get deployed. Together, it will be a dynamic, adaptive network of intelligence. I know it's a mouthful, but I think it's a network of intelligence that we're building. And that's incredibly exciting. And with that, there's something else I need to tell you when you think about all the technologies required for AI. So if you understand this whole picture, there's another thing that happens between cloud and the edge, which is the connectivity. The connectivity becomes incredibly important and critical. And for the age of AI, connectivity is evolving. So it actually can deliver on this vision. And it be AI native with new levels of efficiency and resilience. So we have been very busy working on the next generation connectivity to support this. And we're thinking about the next generation of connectivity, which is coming, which is 6G, is designed to be the connection between the cloud and the edge devices. And what you should think about it, the difference between a 5G and a 6G, 6G besides increasing the speeds, increasing broadband, increasing the amount of data, is also a network that is intelligent to have perception and sensor data, because that becomes very important as you look about the role of AI at the edge. And we're going to have completely new use cases for this network of intelligence connecting the edge and the cloud that will merge not only the physical and the digital worlds, but create whole new experiences. And we have been working on this for a while, and it's sooner than you think. We are ready to have pre-commercial devices with 6G as early as 2028. And when we get that, we're going to have context-aware intelligence at scale, and it's going to happen everywhere. So it's an exciting time for technology. And here's the summary for you. We believe in those things. And if you believe in each and every one of those things is logical, even the connectivity, you're going to see us. And that's our job. Our job is with Snapdragon to create this future and bring this AI everywhere. And we're basically from sensing to processing to learning. It's focused on powering the intelligence of the edge, create the next class of mobile experiences and mobile devices. And the edge is going to be essential to the future of AI. So everything that I told you, I want to show you an example how this actually going to work together. And a couple things. So we built a couple things to show you, starting with this ecosystem of you. What does it actually mean to tell you that now the agent is at the center with all those devices? The agent is your UI. You have all of this working together as a connected system. So we thought it would be a good idea to show you some examples. And what you're going to see from these examples, there's going to be a lot of information. There's a lot of things happening as I show the scene. But what it really means is the assistant has to be useful for you. It's not like you're going to stop and you're going to, we cannot think like we've been thinking about apps. I'm going to stop, I'm going to get an app started, I'm going to do something with the app. No, the agent, as you go through your day, the agent is like that. I like to provide sometimes an example. It's like you're walking with somebody on the street and you see somebody that you know, but you didn't see him, and somebody say, look at so-and-so, why don't you say hi? I think that's how the agent is going to work. And it's going to be across your multiple devices, your phone, your glasses, your watch, your earbuds, and we'll see what you see, hear what you hear. And we'll move with you, learn from you, and will be, as I said before, the most personal technology ever. And as we think about redefining the edge with technology, I thought I wanted to show you how actually this is going to work when it's all said and done. So let's go to this first scene. You can see you heading into the work. The AI assistant is preparing you, keeping you on track. Your smart glasses see what you see. So it recognizes your surroundings. It has reminders. It talks about meetings. If you see somebody that you have to meet, the AI will remind you, like I told you, this your buddy said, this person is there. You'll be able to interact with simple gestures. It doesn't matter if it's the AI seeing your hands, if you wear a ring, or it's how you move your watch, how you move your head. You're going to be informed. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be more efficient. And there are other things that we haven't yet imagined how they're going to look like. But the agent is going to be understanding your world and will basically be focused on helping you and anticipating every need. And this is like how we interact with our apps, but this is going to be much better because think about a proactive, application. I'm going to show another example to try to relate to you this view that this is beyond just the phone. It's a multitude of devices that interact with the agent. So if you go back to last Snapdragon Summit, this is like us working on the technology with this vision and how we're going to make this a reality. We've been talking about new technology like X-Band. We talk about micro-power Wi-Fi, which is allow you to actually connect to the area to Wi-Fi to an earbud at the same power Bluetooth. Because now you can give an IP address. If you have an IP address on an earbud, you can talk to an agent. And that's going to be also the future when you think about agentic modems in the 6G era. So this other scene will probably walk you through this, right? You have some time to spare. The assistant said, look, I realize you have a few minutes. Let me work with you on your schedule. You're naturally interacting with it. You get a recommendation in real time. It will do things for you. Like the simple thing, we often talk about securing a reservation. Yeah, it will do for you. You don't have to do it. You can start an app and do it yourself, but you don't have to. And even as you walk to it, sensors understand how you're feeling in your moment, where you are, the things that you like to do, and that's going to continue to be personalized for you. That is the ecosystem of you. And that's how you should think about the future mobile devices in the age of AI. And it's exciting. I think it's exciting to be, in technology at this time. This is going to be as a profound transition as every other transition we're seeing. And the interesting thing about Snapdragon is everything we prepare for over the years, taking Snapdragon to all those devices, building this technology, this is all going to come to life, as AI gets scale. But it's not only for the ecosystem of you and your personal devices. This is also going to happen with your car. What you should think about it is interesting. When you are inside your car, the car also sees what you see. The car has cameras. All of those cameras that we're putting on cars for assisted driving and autonomy. The car also sees what you see. The car understands your context. So this creates a whole different experience. And what I like about what's happening in the car, because there's no legacy. You don't have a behavior like you have on your phone that I'm going to say, yes, I now have options. I can use the agent. I can use the app. But in the car, it's a new computing system. So now we can use natural voice with the car, image of the car. There's no legacy. This is going to be developed. Same thing with the glasses. The glasses also no legacy. So we're going to see agent becoming more and more a part of that experience. And in all these examples, Snapdragon is at the heart, building a future where your technology truly understands you. So that is the main, I think, point that I wanted to make about how AI is going to develop and be realized the way we envision. We're going to bring AI everywhere, and there's a lot to be excited about the future of AI. Now, here at this show, I said at the beginning, it's also a celebration of Snapdragon because it's our 10-year anniversary. So we organize an interesting thing to you, and I'm going to say this beforehand. I'm going to have my disclaimer. Yes, we practice, so we've done this a couple times. We practice. I expect it to go well, but live demos sometimes can become interesting. So here's what we did. We've been experimenting, and we got two agents. Two agents work at the same time. One agent is Pulse, and the agent Pulse is a planning agent. The other agent, Vela, is a design agent. And we're going to try to play with both of them live to celebrate our 10-year anniversary of Snapdragon Summit. So we're going to go throw a party. Hello, Pulse. I want to throw a party. Can you find special guests who love Snapdragon and will be fun to hang out with during the party? Also, give me a location.
Sure, Cristiano, our Snapdragon insiders are always up for a party. Let me set something up.
Pulse, I have to continue the keynote. Can you send me a reminder to check in after my next segment?
Okay, I've scheduled that reminder.
I also wanted to look at Festa. Vela, please create some party decorations and a special treat for my friends.
Sure thing, Cristiano.
Okay, we're going to see how that's going to work out. All right, so back to what we're talking about. All the things that I talked to you about it, what makes Snapdragon special is Snapdragon is just a conduit to aggregate incredible technology for all of our partners. And frankly, it's when you think of the aggregated innovation of the ecosystem of all the partners together, it's incredible things happen. If you don't have a Snapdragon power phone right now, like if you don't have, for example, the great Galaxy phone and you still were using the other phone, you don't know what's happening. There's a lot of innovation happening. And because you actually combine the innovation of many, many partners together. And that's why I'm so excited, especially about those changes of AI. So as we talk about partnerships, because this is our mission, is to enable our partners. I want to welcome on stage a true leader in the space, Rick Osterloh, Senior Vice President of Devices and Services at Google.
How are you?
Very good, very good. Good to see you.
How are you?
Very good. Rick, thank you so much
Great.
for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy 10th anniversary here. This is great.
Thank you. We're incredibly excited. Hopefully you can feel the energy of Snapdragon Summit.
This is awesome.
Not a bad place.
No,
to
pretty
be.
good venue.
Very good. So
I don't see the crowd complaining.
So Rick and I, we're going to have an interesting conversation. Everything is going to be no notes, nothing. We're going to do unscripted like we talk about it. But then I will start with something very interesting. Rick and I know each other for a very, very long time. I think even before his history at Google. So I'll tell you, when I met Rick, this was a time that the industry was changing from feature phones to smartphone. And he was a lone ranger, can I say that? He was a lone ranger at Motorola trying to build Android. And this was in the early days of Android. I remember at that time, I think we had a lot of discussions within Motorola. There's even, I think, folks at Motorola wanted to evolve Brew into Linux and all of those things. But this was the early days of Android. So I think I have a very special situation here because our relationship with Google, it's very, very old. It's actually started back in 2006. And before the first Android phone, but also my relationship with Rick is very, very old. I think we show a little bit of our age, but this is an exciting time. So maybe I'll start by asking the question, if you can share a little bit about your experience of the history of dealing, I think, two of us working together, and also the relationship between Google and Qualcomm.
Absolutely. Well, first off, so great to be here. I think this is such a terrific partnership for the both of us. And for me personally, I started working with Cristiano and team back in 2008. We were trying to make a phone. I was at Motorola at the time. We were trying to make a phone based on Android, and we knew that we had to work with the best, and we had to work with Qualcomm to really deliver this. And this was back in the days when smartphones were just starting. Technology was very raw. It was hard to make anything work, but together we were able to pull something together and ship Motorola's first Android phones, which was a terrific milestone for Motorola. And to your point, I think Motorola had developed they were working on 8 different operating systems at the time, and our collective solution to it was to introduce a 9th. And so that became the one over time.
But yes, that was the right one. I think it's probably fair to say that both of us, and then for respective companies, both Google and for Qualcomm, I think we made the right bet on Android.
I do too.
Speaking of that, I brought something that I wanted to show you, and I'll do my best to show the audience too. So we started working with Google in 2006. Sometimes have to start working for a few years before you get the product on Android, this idea of bringing Android. And I have here the very first Android phone from 2008.
The G1.
Yes. And what is interesting about this device, this is actually a working device. It's working, actually. I just tried Google Maps.
Oh, longevity.
This is G1, yes. So this is, battery is fully charged. It's holding up.
This is amazing. I mean, you were just talking about UI changes. I mean, this is incredible.
This is the best of both worlds. At that time, everybody thought we needed to have the best
So
of
thin.
both worlds. Yes.
So thin, QWERTY input, half VGA screen.
Yes.
For those who have been around for a while.
So I need to ask you a question, and I don't know if the problem is me. Maybe the problem is Qualcomm, maybe the problem is you. So this phone's about 17 years old. I tried to do an update to the latest Android release, and I couldn't get a software upgrade. So I don't know. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe you're the problem. I don't know.
It's probably us. It's probably us.
Yes. No, but this is I think it's a great part of the story, and I think building on that conversation, look, we went to a number of transitions, an incredible transition to Android and smartphones, and I went to this journey, but now we have something new, because AI is changing everything. For Qualcomm, it's changing everything. Like, as I kind of outlined some of the trends and how this is going to change mobile, change the devices. But general, if I step back, I would love to hear, and I think our friends here would love to hear Google perspective on the change from Google on AI in the future.
You bet. I mean, I think, we've been lucky enough to participate in so many computing waves. And I think first the PC wave was fascinating. And then, of course, we've participated in the smartphone and mobile revolution. And that's gone through several phases itself. But there's nothing like the AI change now. And I think there's so many facets to it, but a lot of these changes have been either built in around UI changes or perhaps sometimes in computer architecture, and AI has profound changes in both. You were just talking about how the agent and AI is the new UI. I mean, I think this is absolutely the case. And so the way you interface with the computer will shift to be much more natural. And then the underlying structure of the computer itself and the layers of software in between it, they're totally different. And so this change has been happening in the background for a while. Google, we declared the company an AI-first company in 2015, and everyone asked, well, what does that mean? Well, now I think you're seeing what that means, which is that all aspects of our software, all aspects of our data center structure, all aspects of how we work with our partners on phones and other devices, these are all changing rapidly. And it's really exciting because the whole goal is to try to help the user get what they want to have done more easily and more quickly. And so I think this is what this promises. And it's so exciting right now because I think we're just starting to see the early stages of what can happen with it.
No, look, and I'll tell you what is really amazing, and maybe a little bit of sharing something with the audience is, it's interesting. What I like about this partnership is Qualcomm, there are some things we're very focused on, the things we do well. Google, very focused on things we do well. We look into the future. We arrive to the same conclusion. And it's interesting because I had this conversation with Rick a couple weeks ago, and some of the trends and the things that we see, how the future is going to be, they see exactly the same thing, and it all converges at the end. And I think that's what makes this partnership so special. And we're very busy working to make that a reality for Gemini. So I think that's my next question. How is Gemini redefining experiences Android when we think about this change to agentic experiences?
In a lot of ways. I mean, I think in so many ways, Gemini is designed at the center of Android. So, we have, for instance, a primary where people are interacting with phones and watches and other devices right now is through the Gemini assistant. And that enables you to get things done using your voice. And now through Gemini, you can share your screen or share a live video feed so you can actually share your context with Gemini live and get results and get information and get action done that you want. And also, furthermore, we're starting to use the hybrid architecture that Cristiano was talking about earlier, where there's a local model running on device. Gemini Nano V3 just shipped, and we're using it for all sorts of terrific things, like we're using it for scam detection. If you're on a phone call and someone is trying to do something that you don't want, this can detect it, and it does it by running locally on the device. We use it for Gboard. We use it for a lot of other applications to do processing locally. And of course, it's super powerful in the cloud, but this now extension of the architecture to include multiple different points will allow for more responsiveness. And obviously, this is a place where our partnership is really exciting because we work together every time we produce a new model to optimize it on Snapdragon, make it run really well for the users, and make it so that they can use AI more and just get more out of the technology. So I mean, this is one key part, but it's such an important facet of how we work together. It's very exciting to see how far it's come.
No, thank you. Like, we're incredibly excited and proud of it. And I think this is where Android is showing incredible leadership into what the future look like for the age of AI, which leads me to this next topic of conversation. One of the things we show is this, how people think about the future mobile devices, and how now you have this personal AI, this ecosystem of you, as we call it, with all of those new devices working around it. And we're doing some incredible work together on virtual reality, augmented reality glasses, and smart glasses. So if you could talk a little bit about partnership, the audience would love to know.
You bet. We're working super closely together. We're also working very closely with Samsung, and we're making a range of products based on Android XR. We're really excited about how this experience has evolved. I mean, obviously, at Google, we've been working on these kinds of products for a very long time. I think the technology is now ready to be able to create a brand new computing experience that is really powerful. And I think it is that combination of, under all layers of the technology stack improving, the underlying silicon moving to a place where you can get so much out of it, AI models being able to make the interface work and be able to share what you're looking at so that the system can understand what you're trying to do or what you're looking at. And this combination is going to make for really powerful experiences in VR, in glasses, and so many other areas. But I mean, I think this is going to be the next big wave of computing and add to the user's portfolio of awesome devices that allow them to get more done and get help wherever they need it. And so I'm so excited. The time is now. The technology's ready, and a bunch of products are going to really change user experience for computing.
No, that's awesome. And I think we shared this vision of this personal AI and how I think we're going to have all those different devices working with the agent. And it's interesting from the things that we talk about computing performance. I mentioned 2023, we kind of show 1 billion parameter model running on the phone, stable diffusion less than a second. About a quarter ago, I think it was a couple months ago, we show now 1 billion parameter model running on the smart glasses that look like glasses. So I think it's incredibly exciting. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If there's so many things changing with technology, and it's also changing, of course, at Qualcomm, of course, at Google. But if you think about the Qualcomm-Google relationship, as we're just building Android for phones, you're probably missing out a lot. There's a lot going on. We just, Rick and I, just had, our executive sync with the teams, and we have so many projects we can't fit on a single page anymore. And so I want to actually take a little bit of time and talk about that. There's a lot more that we're doing for phones. I'll start with automotive. I don't know if people realize the incredible things we're doing in the automotive, from a digital cockpit, which is now a computing surface, to a software-defined vehicle, and then actually now, when some of the examples I gave you, the cameras they use for navigation, they now can be integrated with the agent, the car can see the world around you. Can you talk a little bit about what we're doing in auto?
Sure. I mean, I think this is a car has so much computing capability in it. It's only natural that it would shift to look more and more like computers and more like smartphones. And this is the next big area for us to work together. We're really excited about it. I mean, Android Automotive OS combined with Snapdragon is going to create these experiences that totally change the driving experience. Obviously, it'll be wonderful to have the ability to communicate through an assistant and get things done in the car, like listen to music or change controls or whatever you want, just a lot more natural interface. But of course, it's also going to be really powerful for things like safety improvements and for self-driving. And I think this comprehensive set of experience changes for the driving experience is really exciting. I mean, you're going to have a better experience in the car and a safer experience in the car. I can't think of anything better.
Yes, I think it was last week, I think at the Munich Auto Show IAA, we announced, together with Google, the Gemini is going to be now integrated with the digital cockpit. So I think the future of car agentic experience is really incredible.
It's coming.
All right, so I have one more question, and it's not the last, it's the one before last. Which is also something else we're working together, something that we're incredibly excited about it, which is also how we're thinking about personal computing. Mm-hmm. So what can you share about what we're doing together for this new project at Google for personal computing?
Well, you know, we're combining together, our strategy overall is to bring really, really rich computing experiences to every category. So we've talked about autos, we've talked about XR, we've talked about smartphones, of course. And in the past, we've always had very different systems between what we're building on PCs and what we're building in smartphones. And we've embarked on a project to combine that. And so, you know, we're building together a common technical foundation for our products on PCs and desktop computing systems. And I think this is another way that we can leverage all of the great work we're doing together on our AI stack, our full stack, bringing Gemini models, bringing the assistant, bringing all of our application and developer community into the PC domain. So we're really excited about this, and I think this is another way in which Android is going to be able to serve everyone in every computing category.
By the way, I've seen it. It's incredible. I think it delivers on the vision of convergence in mobile and PC, and I can't wait to have one. All right, so now is my last question. Yes, we talk about cars, we talk about personal computers, we talk about wearable devices and the future of personal AI, we talk about phones, but there's so much more we're working together. We're working together on industrial, we're working together on robotics, we're working together on full autonomy. Which one of those projects are you more excited about?
I mean, I think all of them. I think some of them are very early. Obviously, I think industrial applications of this technology seem like they're going to be really important in lots of different scenarios. Clearly, I think robotics will be an enormous revolution, and bringing AI into like the physical realm, you could easily envision applications in manufacturing and logistics, but then also, of course, in like all sorts of other industries and even in the home. And so I think the future of that is really exciting, and it's super early. I would say probably the thing I'm most excited about is going to be bringing this capability in mass to consumers in smart glasses. I think that's going to be awesome. That will be a new computer and computing surface, and it's going to allow everyone to be able to share their context with AI, get the most out of the technology, and be able to operate freely through the world. And I think that's really going to be an exciting change, so I can't wait for that.
Very good. Look, thank you so much for being here with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for many years of partnership.
All right, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really great to have Rick with us on Snapdragon Summit. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's actually great to look back in time and say how much we'll be able to do together and how much more we're going to be able to do in the future. So this is a notification on my watch from the AI model. We're going to go do this now. Agents, what have you prepared for us?
I've selected 3 Snapdragon insiders who we think would be a great fit for this party. I found a number of local restaurants nearby that have the right vibe for a gathering, but getting there will take time. Some don't take reservations. Finding a time in your schedule, however, was the most challenging. This Snapdragon Summit schedule is packed. I found options that might work at 11 p.m. tonight after your dinner is over, or 5 a.m. tomorrow before you go to the gym, though I know you're not a morning person.
Yes. I'm definitely not a morning person. I think after 11 it's not going to work. Definitely 5 a.m. is not going to work.
Then I recommend we throw the party now. What better place to celebrate Snapdragon than right here? I took the liberty of reaching out to the hotel and getting the staff ready.
I like the recommendation. Let's do it. Vela, do you have the decorations ready?
I sent the party graphics to your tablet, so they would be easier to see on a bigger screen.
Let me check it out. They look great. Very good. Pulse, who did you select as our special guests?
I've been hard at work taking a look across our insiders' social channels, their preferences, and other interests they have shared online. I've selected 3 Snapdragon insiders to bring to the stage. Let me call them up. I selected Fahim Al-Mahmoud for incredible landscape photography that embodies the landscape lens spirit on Snapdragon. I chose Balmic Beta for tireless Snapdragon insider energy and heartfelt, shot on Snapdragon stories that lift the whole community.
Come on here.
And
Very
finally,
good.
I selected Tor Harrington, who turns everyday streetscapes into beautiful shot on Snapdragon portraits.
Thank you so much
He is
for being
also
here.
a great
Thank you.
champion of others in our insider community.
To celebrate our special
Thank you.
guests,
Thank you so
I
much.
created the custom balloons you see on screen inspired by what we learned about them. To make it even more festive, I created custom drinks for each of our guests, inspired by them. And I have one for you, Cristiano, the Snapdragon Samba, strong with a Brazilian twist.
Hopefully this is brewed with real Brazilian liquor. Very good, very good. Look, we couldn't bring everybody on stage today, but I want to share the party with you all. So please stay in your seats. Pulse, please send notification to the audience via the event app. You should tell them where to go for a special treat from us, personalized by Vela.
I've sent the notification.
I don't know if they get it, but Pulse Vela, thank you so much for your help.
Of course.
Happy birthday, Snapdragon Summit.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great summit. Thank you. Excited you guys come here. Hopefully this is